back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. It's time to do a quick homestead update. It's second week of June, so hopefully I can get this video edited fairly quickly and get it out before June's over. So let's walk around and take a quick look at what we got going on. Here's our little bitty garden spot. It was a volunteer garden last year, but so on this side we got a few onions in here and one pepper plant right now. So that's the Fooled You pepper, which I think it's a variety of jalapeno, and it says it's not real hot, so hopefully that's what it'll be, because I like jalapenos. This side is all grown up in grass. Last video I mentioned this garden area got so full of roots from these trees here, little bitty fine roots. You can't even turn the grass or turn the dirt over. But I think we're going to plant some watermelon seeds in there just to get it going. So the fruit trees, we got a few little fruits. That one's got a wormhole in it, looks like. And we got comfrey going on here. And here, this tree hasn't put out any fruit. I got some helpers today. I'm not sure what kind of trees this is, apple or a pear. And in our compost, we've got some big old sunflowers growing. And also down there is some kind of a vine. I think it's a cucumber that came up volunteer. I still have not emptied the chicken coop to cover up the paper stuff there. These peaches are getting a little bit bigger. What you doing, Maggie?
Sniffing.
Getting a few yellow leaves on this tree. Some are falling off, so probably there's a peach fell off. Probably it's been too wet for it, so there's been water standing out in here a lot. So we've had record rainfall in May and June. So I remember the names of these things I call cockaburs. They're hollyhocks. And we got zinnias, and I'm not sure what the other flowers are in front. And we've got some butterfly bushes out here.
I'm going out.
You gonna let us in? Okay. So here's the garden. It's a lot bigger than what you saw last time, grow wise. It's getting its grow on pretty good. There's some onions, look like they're ready to harvest. Tops are laying down. We had some high winds. Here is carrots and sunflowers. And I think broccoli, not cantaloupe. These are cucumbers. So we need to get our cow panel in here so we can vine them up. And over here, I think is celery. I'm not sure. Some more cockabur hollyhocks. So our corn really took a beating in that windstorm. It was all laid down. Looked like it's trying to stand up a little bit on its own, which is a good thing. Down here it's blown over pretty good though. We're going to have to see if we can stand that up.
We have holes over here.
Here's our tomatoes. green beans. We need to get the strings down on the tomatoes. We got a kind of a little trolley string system, and we run the strings down here and use these little clips on the tomatoes to hold them up. Here's some more green beans.
I picked some last time I was here.
You picked some?
And they were all pooped up.
And I don't know what that is. Whatever it is, something is eating it. Peppers?
Not your peppers.
Okay, here's the peppers here. Bell peppers, Golden California Wonder, and Better Bell. And the squash. Got some baby squash growing in there. And we've already got squash beetles on here, and I was squirting them with Dawn dish soap mixture that Mr. CB recommended. And it kills them dead. These are beets. Beets are doing well. See how big they are there? They may be too big, I don't know. I'm not a beet expert, I don't eat them. And some more sunflowers here. And down this row, this is mainly peppers in here.
Jalapenos.
This is where jalapenos, you think?
Yeah. I've heard there's jalapenos somewhere.
I don't think Mimi plants jalapenos. She don't like them. That's why I snuck that one in over there. So here's our pepper rows. This is where we had the winter lettuce and stuff that mainly the chickens got to eat. Oh, and we have an unwelcome guest in the garden. We have us it's a gopher or a mole. And underneath all of these beds is wire mesh to keep gophers and moles out. So guess what we got? A gopher or a mole. So there's one trap I've got set right there, so it's not set off. And there's another one out here on the outside. We'll go check it. So again, more cocklebur, hollyhocks, flowers, big old comfrey plant there. And I took down about a third of that yesterday and fed it to the chickens. They really like the comfrey. Let's see if our trap over here is set off. No, it's not. But it looks like it's been dug out a little bit. Nothing's left in the cold frame except the daylilies. Need to get those transplanted. Here's the comfrey, and in between the comfrey we got some tomato plants, little bitty ones that were just little sprouts when I transplanted them out of the cold frame. I wanted to get them planted, but looks like they're getting a lot of shade off that comfrey and they're not growing very well. This tomato here, at least it's not yellow anymore. I need to trim up this Johnson grass. It's getting out of control. But this is a Jet Star. Mr. CB says those are some good ones. So yeah, just a minute. So they are supposed to get not real big but produce a lot of fruit, but this one's not done much, but we're keeping it watered. So the Johnson grass is really kicking in. I mowed some of it down where it was really thick. So kids are itching to get into the chickens. Okay. Where's your egg basket?
I got a shirt.
Okay.
You got the egg basket.
So the golden sex links are height-wise as tall as the Orpingtons. They're not as friendly as the Orpingtons. Whoa! Let them help you. Hang on. You gonna get some eggs?
There's one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I have one? Yeah, just don't drop it. I want one.
Whoa.
It's so happy.
Here you go. You give them some of those in their hand.
Oh, they know what it is. Here, up your hands. Up your hands. Like this. Do it. Sissy's done. Get it? Oh, don't do that. Feed them out of your hands. See, like, watch. Here.
Here, I'll hold it.
Ready? You can do it now? You're going nuts. Everyone is over on it. I'm just throwing them in front of the camera. I just made it rain.
So on my chicken coop, my automatic door quit working. So I went in and checked it out. The timer was set right and it had power and everything, and I got to looking at the battery, and the battery was at 9 volts. So I think I see why. There's my solar panel right there, and it's covered up with a tree limb. So I got to get that off of there. Okay, that's the chicken ordeal. Kids always get a kick out of that. So quick little update on the boat. Got the boat project done. Give you a shot of that right here. So the boat's done. We've got it all under cover right now. But I'll insert some shots right here so you can see what it looks like. So Hayden and I are going to go fishing this weekend, and I think we're going to try Lake of the Arbuckles down by Daniel at the Arms family homestead. So we're going to get the boat on the water. So our little maple trees are really liking all the rain we've been getting. So that red there, got some new growth on them. We have lost a couple of them this spring for whatever reason. They just turn yellow and die. All the asters are blooming. That's all the white you see there. And the milkweed is about to bloom. That's the dark green that you see there. We do have some orange milkweed too, a little bit, that the butterflies really like. Let's go down by the pond. So you may have seen a video we did where I repaired some washouts here. So that part's held up and the Bermuda is coming in. See that little green right there? That's Bermuda. And we've been getting lots of rain, keeping it from drying out because this is very sandy soil. I was just about ready to get my hose out and bring down here and give it a drink because it dries out so fast. Most of the tadpoles in the pond are gone. So when you walk around now, you see little frogs hopping. We've got a bunch of little maple trees back here. Coming up, volunteer. Right in here. I want to transplant some of these. Put them where those other maples died. I think these are silver maples though, instead of sugar maples. And the parent tree is right here. Back down this direction, this is the way I go to get to the trail cameras where you see all the pictures of the deer and the bobcats. About 100 feet down that hill, it's a flat down there, and that's where they like to pass through. Oh, I need to come cut this Johnson grass down. I hate that stuff. There goes a frog. These little white things turn into what I call stick tights. Get in your pants and your shoelaces. They're all over the place out here. If you don't mow them down one time, that's what they grow up into. You can see where I've ran the mower, where there's none out here in the middle. So here is my Vitex Negundo, and this is the third year I've had this out here. I have 5 or 6 of these out here. This one does the best because it gets probably the most sun throughout the day. But you can see it's about to start blooming, and honeybees really like this variety of Vitex. So the other variety is called Agnus castus, and they don't like that as well, I'm told. I do have some Agnus castus, but it's mainly over there along that tree line, and it doesn't get as much sunlight. So those plants are probably 6 or 7 years old, and they are half the size of that. So they're not getting enough sun, and they're not quite as hardy probably. I should probably move them. But and they have bloomed a little bit, the Agnus castus, but not very much. So that's why we planted these for the honeybees. Give them more nectar. So these bloom when everything else is stopped. So this is a source of nectar through the hottest, driest part of the summer. So here's one of the Vitex. So you can see it doesn't get much sun at all back here against this sumac. Here's another one. And this one here, you can see the leaves are not serrated, they're smooth. So this is the Agnus castus variety. And one has purple flowers and one has white. This is probably one of the most healthy bushes that we have. So I have them planted all along here. And here we are at the bees. Bees are doing exceptionally well this year. I checked last week, did a quick little survey, and we've got around 300 pounds of honey on the hives. And not all of that's ready right now, but by the time July gets here, most of it will be. So if you notice, there's no hive hardly at all that has like a small box. They're at least 2 boxes big now. Everything's expanded except a few over here. And I've got 2 very weak queens over here that aren't doing a very good job. That's going to be hive number 1 right there and hive number 5 right there. Hive number 16 right there has a brand new queen and she hasn't had a chance to get started yet. And I screwed up marking her. I got way too much ink on my marker and it blobbed all over her. So you can see all these hives are at least double deeps now. Even hive number 9 that coming out of winter was near death, so even it's bounced back. Some of the hives have 2 supers. The bottom one's full. Full. There's one over there that's a double. That one's a double. And the huge swarm hive back over here, the one on the end, they filled their super up in 3 weeks. And they have 3 frames drawn out in the second one. So honey is doing awesome. So the grandkids came up and told me, what happened to the tree? So the high winds we had took that thing down, and it was getting ready to anyway. So no swinging this trip. Wow, I can smell that honey clear over here. It smells strong. So this limb was slowly coming down. It was coming down a little bit each time. It was rotting out right here. And I really didn't want any kids on it. So probably it's a good thing it fell down when it did. So we got a mess to clean up here. Now we got to figure out where we're going to put the swing. So I'll probably put it on that big blackjack oak that I walked by back there in the woods just a second ago. Yeah, so this corner of the tree house was attached right here, and when it started sagging down, I put that post on. So the tree house is still good. So that's it for the tour. These videos, these little walk around homestead tour videos and adding B-roll and drone shots, I really enjoy making these the most. And it's kind of more of an artistic type video with the B-roll and stuff, but not walking around talking. That's not artistic. But anyway, I may be lucky to get over 200 views on this video. And I can stand in front of a beehive and talk about a beehive and what's going on in a beehive, and it'll get 1,000 views in 2 days. so the videos that take the most work and the most editing and cropping and zooming and the drone shots and all the B-roll stuff I like to do, I enjoy that. It's like nobody watches that stuff. But anyway, to you guys that watch this, I appreciate you watching and commenting. I enjoy walking around talking about what we got going on out here. I mainly do it for a lot of people that I know that like to keep up with what's going on out here, you know, family and friends and stuff like that. But that's basically it. Thank you all for watching, and keep watching all, keep making more. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't before you get out of here, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.